when the New York State Attorney General, a Democrat, has a press conference against another Democrat, a sitting Democratic mayor, right? There's a big problem. Warning, Will Robinson. Warning, Will Robinson. Because he's not going to put his reputation, right, as the AG on the line. And I don't think he's going to settle for an L. He's going for a W. But what I want to say is, where was his advisors in allowing him to do all this stuff? And I think it is made clear on what now we know how Joe Spiezio got the position, because he paid off all his bills. But in the process of that, it became a threat to public safety, not just in Mount Vernon, but a threat to public safety throughout the state of New York, because you had a campaign donor who has a deputy commissioner badge and then lies and says that he's just an honorary deputy police commissioner, but he was sworn in as a deputy police commissioner. And I want to say to all those people that are listening, especially those in Mount Vernon Police Department, you better wake up. You better wake up. And I hope that nobody in that police department did anything that was illegal because he gave you an order to do it. You have a right to refuse an unlawful order. And I hope moving forward that you're wise enough to pay attention to what you've been ordered to do. Because, like I said, the only way that we could clean this up and clean the rep of not just the city of Mount Vernon, but the Mount Vernon Police Department, is that the AG's office, the DA's office, and the U.S. Attorney General clean house. And clean house. This is not personal to anybody, but that's the only way it's gonna happen, because there's too many issues that has been going on for the last 2 years while this man has had control of the police department. I don't care who says who has what position. I don't care about that, because we know who makes the phone calls from Florida and gives the orders. Joe Spiezio. That's part of why Kelly left.
He found out that Joe was.
So let's have real let's have real talk. That's why Fatigate left. Let's have real talk. So I think that everybody better wake up, because you're going to get woken up. You're definitely going to get woken up. And and for a black city, it's embarrassing. Because I hear all the time, right? I've been living in Mount Vernon for 8 years, but I've been doing work in community work in Mount Vernon since the Million Man March, when I was part of UGMA. And back in the 90s, I was the president of the Universal Community Development Corporation, which is in Mount Vernon, which was based in Mount Vernon. So when I hear, well, you ain't from here, or how you talk about that, but you ain't from here, right? He's not from here, right? But you let somebody that's not from here control the whole damn city, and nobody's saying nothing.
Now you know, from here, don't even look like you. I mean,
right. The pastor's been quiet, right? All the little community activists been quiet, right? Ain't nobody saying nothing because they think he a mob guy or something like that.
Well, some of them got money. Some of them got money too. I mean,
right. So we're you know, I mean, ain't nobody man up. Nobody was manning up. You know, the man threatened a councilman, right? He threatened Andre Wallace. Right, told the man that he can't afford what he got. You know what that means? That means he don't respect his blackness. For him to say something like that to a councilman, to a sitting councilman, and threaten them, and black men in Mount Vernon wasn't outraged. They wasn't outraged.
There was more outrage when Anthony Beauvais and Richard Thomas, as a councilman, got into a mutual skirmish. There was a call for Anthony Beauvais' head. You know what I'm saying? And I was outraged that there wasn't that same call when Andre Wallace got physically threatened, and it was on camera and everything. And you didn't.
You ain't hear anything.
Right.
You didn't hear anything.
If it wasn't for us, the story might not even be out.
Thank you. I mean, it's a shame. So you know, so when I see all these same people, you know, want to talk about Wakanda forever and all that other bullshit and wearing your dashikis and all that.
They were drinking green beer yesterday.
Right. No, well, not even that. Well, you've been colonialized, right? You allowed an outsider to run your city and ain't even give a damn about you, and fire all the people that have been working for City Hall, have nothing to do with politics. Nothing to do with politics. Get fired, and they put white folks in. No outrage from the preachers. No outrage from the so-called Black Power people and all that other stuff. Right? Silence. You got some people go and they make their little complaints, but it was the same people. It was the same people. Nas had more balls than some of the men in standing up and demanding justice than some of the men in the city. Some of the women had more balls than the men. We got to wake up, man. Because you know what? Mount Vernon is all black people have. And y'all don't even understand what you have. You don't even understand what you have. And you can't say, well, if they not from Mount Vernon, what do I care? But you know what? Even if they not from Mount Vernon, right? And they sitting in a bar, right? They sitting in a bar in Tarrytown, right? Mount Vernon come on, and you black, and you sitting at the bar, all the white people look at you. Mount Vernon has a responsibility. And if we not going to be men and women and stand up together, then just say, if you scared, just say you scared and give it up. And give it up. Because that's what it's all about.